Welcome to Final Whistle Football News, the home of daily football and transfer updates. Subscribe now and join the community of true football lovers. Never miss a moment from the beautiful game. My first news is Portugal qualify for 2026 World Cup by thrashing Armenia. Portugal crushed Armenia 9-1 without suspended talisman Cristiano Ronaldo to clinch qualification for the 2026 World Cup finals on Sunday. Manchester United's Bruno Fernandes and Paris Saint-Germain's João Neves both scored hat-tricks as Roberto Martinez's side racked up a huge win in Porto to top Group F. Renato Veiga got the ball rolling for Portugal, with Goncalo Ramos and Francisco Conceição also on the scoresheet, after a draw in Hungary in October and a surprise defeat at Ireland on Thursday in which Ronaldo was sent off. Portugal wrapped up qualification at the third attempt in their final group match. They will compete in a seventh consecutive edition of the World Cup, a tournament which the Euro 2016 champions are yet to win. With Manchester United midfielder Fernandes playing a key role throughout, Portugal made a quick start by scoring in the 7th minute. Fernandes's vicious in-swinging free kick from just outside the left side of the box was pushed onto the post by goalkeeper Henri Avagian, but Veiga was on hand to head home the rebound. The visitors shocked the hosts by scoring on their first attack to equalize, with Grant Leon Ramos crossing for Armenia captain Eduard Spurtsian to strike. However, Portugal quickly stepped up a gear and racked up an unassailable lead. Paris Saint-Germain striker Ramos intercepted a back pass and squeezed home his country's second after rounding Avagian. Portugal put together a tidy move for their third, with Neves blasting home from the edge of the box after being teed up by Fernandes. Neves netted a spectacular second with a free kick which flew into the top right corner, leaving Avagian with no chance. Fernandes netted the fifth in first-half stoppage time with a low penalty after Ruben Dias was fouled. The Manchester United midfielder continued where he left off after the break, slotting home his second after being fed by Ramos. Fernandes completed his hat-trick from the penalty spot after debutant substitute Carlos Forbes was felled. Neves followed suit for Portugal's 8th goal, smashing home after Veiga headed Fernandes's cross into his path. Juventus forward Conceição added the 9th in stoppage time to seal one of his country's biggest ever victories. Ireland stunned Hungary with a late winner to triumph 3-2 in the other Group F match and reach the playoffs, with Troy Parrott following up his midweek brace against Portugal with a hat-trick. My second news is Tottenham offers €65 million to sign Ferran Torres. Tottenham Hotspur are reportedly interested in signing 25-year-old versatile Spanish attacker Ferran Torres from Barcelona. Ferran Torres has been linked with the move back to the Premier League in recent windows, and it will be interesting to see if Tottenham can get the deal done. According to a report by Spanish outlet Fichajes, they have submitted an offer of around €65 million to sign the Spanish international. The 25-year-old has been a very useful player for Barcelona, and he could be the ideal utility man for Tottenham. He is capable of operating anywhere across the front three. He will add goals and creativity to the side. The player is at the peak of his career, and he could make an instant impact in the Premier League. Ferran Torres won 2 Premier League titles during his time at Manchester City, and he knows English football well. He should be able to settle in quickly. Tottenham need more depth in the attacking unit, and it is no surprise that they are interested in the Spanish international, having also pursued him earlier this year. The 25-year-old could be attracted to the idea of joining Tottenham. It would allow him to play regularly. The Spaniard has not been a regular starter for Barcelona, and it would make sense for him to leave them and join a club where he will play regularly. Will Barcelona agree to sell Ferran Torres? It will be interesting to see if Barcelona are willing to sanction his departure. They are going through financial limitations and €65 million is a tempting offer for a player who is not a regular starter for them. It remains to be seen how the situation develops. Tottenham will need to improve their squad in January if they want to finish high in the table. The North London club started the season really well, but their form has dipped in recent months. They will look to bounce back strongly in the coming months. Spurs should look to bring in quality players when the transfer window reopens. The Lilywhites have an exciting project and a talented squad. The Spanish international could fancy joining them. Regular football with them could help him cement his place in the Spanish national team for the upcoming World Cup. My third news is Liverpool given Mohamed Salah boost as statement released after shock defeat. Mohamed Salah has been ruled out of Egypt's clash with Cape Verde on Monday following the release of an official statement from the national team. Mohamed Salah will miss Egypt's encounter with Cape Verde on Monday after the Pharaohs announced his absence in an official statement. However, Liverpool supporters needn't worry, as the striker is simply being rested for their second match of the November international break. Egypt have been taking part in the Al Ain International Cup this month in the United Arab Emirates, competing in a 4-team friendly tournament alongside Iran, Uzbekistan and Cape Verde. They met Uzbekistan in the semi-finals on Friday, with Salah playing the entire 90 minutes. Nevertheless, Egypt suffered an unexpected 2-0 loss and missed out on reaching the final against Iran. With the Pharaohs now facing Cape Verde in a third-place playoff on Monday, they've decided to give Salah a break. His non-participation was announced in an official statement issued by the Egypt Football Association on Saturday evening, reports the Liverpool Echo.it stated. The Egyptian national football team, led by Hossam Hassan, held its training session in Al Ain in preparation for a friendly match against Cape Verde at 6 p.m. on Monday, Cairo time, at Hazza bin Zayed Stadium in Al Ain, UAE. The absence of the duo Ahmed Sayed Zizou and Hamdi Fathi from the Cape Verde match due to injury was also confirmed, and Salah Mohsen underwent recovery training, in addition to giving Mohamed Salah a rest, and his non-participation in the Cape Verde friendly. Tariq Abu El-Anain and Mohamed Abu Hussein, members of the board of directors of the Football Association, attended the training session of the Egyptian national team. Salah, who won't be playing against Cape Verde, will have a good rest before Liverpool's match against Nottingham Forest on Saturday, November 22, following the international break. However, Salah's international duties for the year aren't over yet. He is set to lead Egypt in next month's Africa Cup of Nations finals in Morocco, which kicks off on December 21. Egypt, also known as the Pharaohs, are in Group B with South Africa, Angola and Zimbabwe. As a result, Liverpool will be without their star forward for at least 3 matches. If Egypt makes it to the final in Rabat on January 18, Salah could miss up to 8 games for the Reds, including away matches against Tottenham Hotspur and Arsenal. Man United set price to sell Erik ten Hag's £36.5 million signing. Manchester United have set their asking price for Joshua Zirkzee amid interest from Roma and 2 Premier League clubs. Ex-United boss Erik ten Hag brought Zirkzee to the Premier League in the summer of 2024 in a £36.5 million move from Bologna. Zirkzee hit double figures in his final season in Serie A, but that form has largely deserted him since his arrival in Manchester. The 24-year-old scored just 3 goals in the Premier League last season and appears to have been frozen out by Ruben Amorim this term. Zirkzee is yet to start a game during the 2025-26 campaign and is believed to be open to a move in January to revive his career and boost his chances of going to next summer's World Cup. Roma are said to be leading the race to sign Zirkzee, although Premier League clubs Everton and West Ham have also been linked with moves for the Netherlands international. Manchester United are ready to sanction his departure, if the numbers are right, and Amorim has reportedly given the green light to the transfer. Gazzetta dello Sport say United are discussing a loan deal with Roma that would include an option for the Italian club to sign Zirkzee on a permanent transfer next summer. The report adds that Manchester United want €35 million, £31 million, for Zirkzee, the same fee that Roma are required to pay to sign Evan Ferguson permanently at the end of the season. Zirkzee would also need to agree to take a pay cut to join Roma, who are hoping to make at least one attacking signing in the winter window. If Roma fail to strike a deal for Zirkzee, reports in Italy say they will turn their attentions to Tottenham's summer signing Mathys Tel. Spurs signed Tel on loan from Bayern Munich last January before making the deal permanent for £30 million over the summer. Dutch football icon Ruud Gullit recently urged his compatriot Zirkzee to return to Italy in January and said he made the wrong decision joining Manchester United. I think from my point of view that he should have stayed in Italy, because he was really striving, Gullit told Metro. He was really doing well at Bologna, and I was hoping that he would go to Milan. I think that as soon as he went to Manchester United, it was the wrong decision. I mean, for a lot of players, moving to Manchester United has been the wrong decision. And whoever leaves them, plays well everywhere around Europe. I just hope that there's a solution for him. Go back to Italy on loan if you can. Just play football. He's a good player. But at the moment it's difficult at Manchester United. They found a little form in the past couple of weeks, and I hope for Manchester United that they continue that. Because a good United is good for the Premier League as well. My last news is Portugal 9-1 Armenia. Highlights, man of the match, stats as midfield maestros net hat-tricks. Portugal booked their place at the 2026 FIFA World Cup with an emphatic 9-1 victory over Group F's whipping boys Armenia at Estadio do Dragão on Sunday afternoon. Portugal got off to the perfect start when Renato Veiga gave them the lead after just 7 minutes, but Armenia unexpectedly hit back to equalize through Eduard Spurzian just over 10 minutes later, raising the anxiety levels of the hosts. However, Armenia were the architects of their own demise as they gave the ball away twice within a matter of minutes as Portugal struck a quick-fire double through Goncalo Ramos and João Neves to retake the lead, and their domination continued from there as Neves netted his second before Bruno Fernandes scored from the spot to add Portugal's fifth on the stroke of halftime. Portugal picked up where they left off directly from the restart as Fernandes swiftly fired in his second of the match, and the Manchester United midfielder sealed his hat-trick 20 minutes later to make it 7 for the hosts after they were awarded their second penalty of the day. The hosts were not done there though, as Neves secured his own hat-trick with 10 minutes remaining to make it 8-1, and Francisco Conceição added a ninth with the final kick of the game to seal a jaw-dropping 9-1 victory and ensure Portugal's qualification to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Sportsmole's verdict. Portugal were expected to secure a significant victory against Armenia today, but they still had to live up to the expectation, and Roberto Martinez's side certainly done that despite the pressure heading into the encounter, with automatic World Cup qualification on the line. Fernandes, Neves and Vitinha were involved in virtually every single move for Portugal, combining cleverly with the other forward players to create a plethora of chances, while Fernandes and Neves also showed their own attacking talent as they brilliantly scored 6 goals between them. While the attacking performance will please Martinez, it may give the head coach a slight headache moving forward, as his side looked far more fluid and dangerous without Cristiano Ronaldo in attack, raising the question of whether Portugal would be better off starting without the legendary striker leading the line. In terms of their defensive performance, Martinez may be slightly concerned with the ease in which Armenia scored their equalizer, comfortably slicing through the Portugal midfield and defense to deliver the ball in from a wide area and score the very briefly equalizing goal. Despite that, Portugal ultimately got the job done and secured top spot in Group F, ensuring that they achieved their objective of automatically qualifying for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Final Whistle Football News, and turn on notifications so you're always in the loop with the latest transfer news and rumors. One more thing, what are your thoughts on these updates? Comment below.